Let's think about things rationally. Look at the world. We have huge conglomerate companies like Monsanto creating this frankenfood, killing us from the insides, while the elites move more and more towards organic products. The economy, total joke, just out and out robbery, and somehow they get away with it. Federal Reserve, Bank of England, everything controlled by the international bankers pretty much, loaning our own country our own money at interest that we pay for. Hollywood, obviously quite a lot going on there. All seems to be quite an evil cabal. And I'm not the first one to say this. Then the whole alien agenda. All the powers that be seem to be moving in a negative, demonic way. CERN, for instance, trying to remove the veil, trying to become gods ourselves, transhumanism. All of these things are totally against God. Why don't they want us to know what aliens have told them? You know why? Because the good aliens have told them and confirmed Jesus. And I've never been a religious person. And I guess that's probably due to the brainwashing that I've received, being indoctrinated into the public school system here in America. As you can see, just in the time since I was in school to the time now, even the time that I was in middle school, the time it was high school, you could see the change in values, in respect, in the family unit, in the priorities. The only priority that seems to be prevalent in American society is greed. And I'm not saying all Americans are bad. I love America, and I love Americans. I love people. But, myself included, I've been duped into believing that that is what makes a successful human being. And it's not. So what these aliens have told them is that Jesus does exist, and he has gone to all these other planets, or dimensions, galaxies, however you want to explain it. I don't know. You don't know. We haven't been there until we can go. That's as much of a conversation as if God exists. But let's look at things. If evil does exist to the level that it's at this point, wouldn't that indicate that God exists? And if there's a good alien that has told these powers that be that Jesus' message, God's message, if Jesus offends you, has already been put out there, that we are on the wrong path. And we've gone down this road before. Obviously. Let's look at it. Homo sapiens sapiens. At the bare minimum, we've been at this intellect level for 100,000 years. And chances are it's vastly longer than that. You're going to tell me we only have 10,000 years And that's pushing it. They try to say 5 to 7,000 years of written history. We can kind of scrape back to about 10. And now, we'll find artifacts maybe 20,000 years. You're going to tell me those other 80,000 years, nothing? Didn't do anything. Really. I think that there's quite a bit that has gotten lost. But back to the whole alien thing. As with everything, there's going to be two sides trying to play you. A good side and a bad side. Light, dark, good, evil. The duality of everything. The cabal tends to be leaning towards the evil when you say, let's look at the way everything goes. Greed, Hollywood, the overt sexuality, now this whole new thing to push this whole transgender issue. Let's take away the masculinity. Let's just knock man down and promote a goddess. And I'm not saying it as pro-man or pro-woman, but it seems to be a more anti-man thing at this point. So, if an alien had revealed to the powers that be that God does exist, and we're going about things all wrong, like we need to check. To sound horrible, we need to check ourselves, which is true. Look at it. We're destroying our planet. Our food is absolutely disgusting. And then people want to blame God. How can God give a child bone cancer? How can God do this, do that? Hey, let's think about this, people. It's not God that did it. It's us. We poisoned our food. We poison our water. We poison our air. We give ourselves these diseases. You didn't hear about these diseases 200 years ago. Yes, there was horrible diseases. I'm not going to deny that. Because, again, let's look at all the mass plagues and everything. Poor sanitation, living conditions. Just the squalor that we have lived in humans that the elites have pushed us into. Get them off the land. Don't let them grow their own food. Let's pack them into cities. That'll be really good for them. Then we can control them better. Let's cull the masses. And it's been this way for thousands of years. So they don't want to hear a message from someone from another world saying, hey, you guys are doing it all wrong. No, they're going to listen to the guys from the other places that are on the evil side of things. Hey, you guys are doing it good, but you want to do it a little bit better? We'll give you a little bit more technology, wipe out most of the planet, and then you guys can live as gods. Wouldn't that be an easy case to pitch? I'm a superior alien coming from another world. Let's say on the dark side of things. Wouldn't it be easy to convince these already greedy heads of corporate entities, heads of militaries, heads of governments, that, hey, you don't need everybody. Your few, your ruling elite, they can live as God. And isn't that probably the same pitch that if there ever was angels or any type of life form, it's all could be seen as metaphors. They could have just been earlier people. But for a Lucifer-style entity to convince others of that, it wouldn't be that difficult. Pitch it. You're like, hey, he's God. Why can't we live like that? So if you ask me, I think that we've already gotten the answer. Look at things around. as I said, I'm not a religious person. I don't go to church. I honestly don't believe in the institution of church. I was brought up in a Roman Catholic home, born, baptized, confirmed, the whole nine. And I could see right from the start that that system was not right. And that almost pushed me away from God for much of my life. And I think that is on purpose. But there's always been something missing. So I've always been searching, and I do a lot of research. And all the research that I seem to do brings me back to God. And looking at things now, we are on a totally wrong path. I just hope that more of us become awake to this. Like if I'm waking up, and I never thought that I would. I was always started out as a very strong atheist, moving into agnosticism, and now something keeps drawing me to Jesus. I don't want to say that he talked to me or anything like that, but I definitely see signs and see messages. And I've had experiences that I'll tell you later in future videos. But this is just my rant. Like, do with it as you will. If you like it, watch some more. If not, don't. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, feel free. Comments are welcome below. And let's open the debates, and I'll talk about more things that people comment about or have questions about or prove me wrong. Sounds good. Have a great day, and God bless.